good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. Welcome to Randomizer Capital Boots Tournament, round 32. Alright, so we've got a game 3 here between aurorasnerd and kademan941. This is actually a doubleheader. This is the second game. We're a doubleheader today. aurorasnerd took the first game in this pair, forcing the game 3. So let's see what our game 3 is going to hold for our runners this time. I am Big Scalper. And we'll see how things go today. Okay, so I'm going to check with chat here. Is my audio okay at this time? I think good thing the first 5 minutes are just kind of adjusting settings here. So I'm going to keep tweaking my audio on my end. So is it a little bit better right now? I'm trying to get that middle line balance here. Okay. Because I think when I rewatched the stream, I noticed like a lot of you in the chat say audio comes out a little bit loud, so hopefully it's okay now. So early checks, Link's House didn't have really anything. I think it was 10 arrows, but the Uncle check, we got Bottle Fairy and a Fire Rod. Let's see where this seat's going to take us this time. Critical game 3 here, so this one's for all the marbles and advancing to the next round. Starting on music on aurorasnerd, Sonic Mania. So I'll probably switch around like every half hour or so. Go to kademan audio around that time. I believe he is using Sea of Stars MSU, so we'll get to that later on in the race. Game 2, so the first game today, earlier today, was actually pretty linear, and there really wasn't any real tricks. It really was just, for the most part, execution, and we got the routing just a little bit better in that speed. Any potential gimmicks kind of got squelched really quick, so let's see if this one's going to be a little more spicy. We're trying to hope for like pedestal, lumberjack, anything for some kind of gimmick here. I think in the first 2 games, I'm not even sure if the mirror was needed at all. Definitely game 2, we didn't even find the mirror. So let's see if we can maybe get some of these items into play here. So early powder, that's good for some safety. If we get like a hammer or I think mitts and mirror, get access to that. Okay, so map was in the chest. I kind of wondering if we had seen that map before. Yeah, I think the second game had like way too much money. The wallets are all loaded up with cash. But you might as well just buy as many safeties as you need. Oh, another bottle. Okay, so that's already 2. Let's see, that's a map check. So that's 3 crystals. Red crystal in Hera, and a couple of regular crystals, Eastern Desert. Okay, wait, is that really Moon Pearl on Lumberjack? I thought maybe it was a bottle, but it might have been Moon Pearl. See, so kademan is not doing hasn't done the Lumberjack check, but I'm wondering if that was a Moon Pearl on the ledge versus a bottle. So we'll see if we get let's see if we get Aga access, because if it's Moon Pearl, we need to get Aga access and fast. Nice early boots there, so even if we started with no boots, we would have gotten them right there. Okay, so we got glove. Yeah, because so chat's seemingly confirming it is Moon Pearl, which I think that might have been definitely I have not seen Moon Pearl on the Lumberjack very often. So we got Quake in the well. Zora money. Okay, well. Sick kid with nothing. Just gonna assume both runners are going to buy bombs unless there are some that come out of here. Nope, a penny. So, yeah, it might be a quick trip to the the bomb shop. Well, at least the general shop to buy some pack of 10 bombs there. I mean, they got a 300, so got extra cash to spare. Nice early hook shot. At least by itself, that logically doesn't do anything. We're gonna want a lamp or flute to actually put all that in the logical play. Ooh, okay, there's a cape. That's one step to Aga. So we're just seeing if a lamp shows up here. A shovel on the race game, so that's just gonna we'll just route that in. Probably end up just walking the South Shore at this point. Start immediately checking the big spot, and that's probably, I think that's both of our single rupee drops at this point. So 1 rupee times 2. Surprised Kademan didn't do the lumberjack check. You know, if you're going to the mountain, you thought it would maybe take a quick detour to that mountain check. But the lumberjack check. Pretty much seeing all the garbage. So we've got both single rupees, the single arrow. It's like the row of the garbage here. Ooh, that's a nice spot for that bow, huh? So, Agina with bow. Now, that alone doesn't really do anything yet. Yeah, but Agina is one of those checks that is easy to orphan. And this is not a good time to do that. Paradox Cave. That looked like to be the Stank Heart. Any Moldorm? Let's see what we got here. Red Boomerang. Nothing in mini Moldorm. Okay, Flippers in Paradox, so that's not in Logic at this time. Okay, that's good for safeties. didn't look like anything in Ice Rod Cave. Yeah, that looked to be half-cost magic on the floating island. So we're hoping the mirror shows up because it really hasn't had any role in this entire this round so far. So nothing on the Hylia Island. Waterfall Ferry, nope, nothing there. And I think Spiral Cave was another bottle. So a third bottle already. We would at least check Saha's closet first. Fire Rod, makes Eastern easier to clear out, so we may just stick with that first. First look into Eastern. You got Green Pendant in Swamp Palace. Okay. Closet. Yeah, there's our lamp. Okay, so that's Aga access. So I mean, we can tell if they rush Aga. That's going to be that probably would be confirmed Moon Pearl, because it definitely would not do Aga for just a bottle at that point. It'd be anything for Dark World access. I'm trying to remember. I know Game 2, Swamp was a pendant. I'm trying to remember Game 1. The mirror really has not had much of a role, so it probably didn't have a role in Game 1 either. But I don't remember that exactly. The mirror has been left out in this series. Did take a bit of extra time to grind up a bit more cash for Zora. The ledge had nothing, so don't have to worry about that. So we got Burna, Eastern Big Chest. at this point, even if not needed, we don't even have Dark World access. All we have is a glove. No idea where the hammer or the other glove, and we're assuming, yeah, if it's confirmed Moon Pearls on like the ledge, you're gonna have to deal with that guy. Or in this case, it really truly is Dark World access. Oh, Zora, big scam today. Minus 480 rupees there. Pretty much like the usual scam, just like a red rupee. I was about to finish up Eastern, kind of us starting their trip into the Eastern area. Because I think Paradox Cave just had flippers, I believe. Didn't go to Agina yet. Bo was there. And aurorasnerd is just immediately rushing Aga, so yeah, we're gonna, I think it's gonna be confirmed that's a Moon Pearl. Because if it was, say, a bottle, they would have definitely gone to the mountain first. To save checks. But if you're just straight rushing Aga, they're on the lumberjack. I mean, that's, again, I'm not even sure how many times I've seen that. All the races I've tracked and commentated on. I mean, that would be convenient. Lumberjack was just right on the route to the mountain. Yeah, then after all that cleans up, and it's kind of vanilla-ish in a way. I mean, they do have hook shots so they can go across the top of the to the north side of Dark World. They got hook shots for that. This is not the ideal Aga climb scenario. We just got a fighter sword and not really much gear to work off of. Pretty good hook speed there. I mean, just getting that to work is already pretty good, and I know like the best players are like almost at the, I think the limit of a torch or so. I know you definitely can't get to like the curtain. Can't get around to that core, the back end of the room. And you get to around the torch or so. I think that was 3 blue balls for Aga, pretty much like the average. So, not that bad, at least. So, just a quick check on Pyramid Ledge, nothing there. So, kademan is going to have to take another trip at the Eastern, and this is where the mirror might come in handy. You know, get the pair of Pod and Eastern. Just to cut down the backtracking time a little bit. Oh my gosh, that's just horrible. So, aurorasnerd getting their Moon Pearl on Lumberjack Ledge there. I mean, I don't know how many times I have seen Moon Pearl there. Definitely not more than like a couple times. So we should eventually end up with kind of a convergence. Because I think the only thing I came out of the mountain was flippers. After that, it's going to be starting Dark World, and it's kind of interesting because you can do all of Pod except the boss. Versus going on North Dark World. Yeah, if they're gonna go north, they're gonna probably catfish. Pod is a pendant, and they're very likely going to go north. Confirming the floating island is half-cost magic. It looks like aurorasnerd is going to have a slightly here, a little bit more efficient routing. And, oh, there we go. Okay, so Pendant Pod, Pendant Swamp, Pendant Skull Woods, Red Crystal Thieves Town. Okay, now what are we going to do here with Pendant Pod here? I think that's going to just get aurorasnerd to go north, or are they just actually gonna look like it's gonna still go into Pod? Yeah, it's gonna be very good if you see 5 items. Okay, yeah, just want to check if it's static. I may have to. I mean, I can't really lower the volume too much more because otherwise, Discord won't even pick up the mic. That is, I believe that's bottle percent already. All, you know, all our bottles. Pod is bow locked, but that doesn't matter since we got our both Magina. And so yeah, here we've got Divergence. So Kademan's deciding to skip Pod, at least for the time being. That's an interesting find on Catfish. So got the book on that. So that opens up Desert. And that's about it. We don't have access to tablets yet. Nothing on Bumper Ledge. I think we've only seen 2 items so far in Pod. And I think there's going to be an item on the boss, because I don't believe we've seen the big key yet. Yeah, so there's an item on Helmasaur. See if Pod has anything here, so it doesn't look like... oh, there we go. Okay. Very convenient for that mirror, okay. Hey, we may actually get some action out of that mirror today. Oh. know that Mirror's been kind of starving for some action in this series, so let's see. Because that is our access to, gives us access to Hera. Let's. With this, put the audio to kademan side here. Okay, a free ice rod, and we know that TR is a crystal, so no ice rod hunt today. Yeah, it's very good that aurorasnerd got that mirror because he can route catfish and Zora together. If Zora has nothing, like, get that check in up there. Welcome, Zelda Distant with party of 10. Welcome to our game 3 between aurorasnerd and kademan941. So, yeah, we've got some interesting stuff happening here. Got what I got was what I think was a super rare lumberjack with moon pearl. So that is not something at least I have not seen that often. I guess this is Sea of Stars MSU. Interesting move. It's going through a pendant Skull Woods here. And it doesn't have the book. Yeah, because that would be a very convenient way to do a map check. A pedestal check. Once we saw the moon pearl on the ledge, we knew that back access had to come very quickly. Smart fight on aurorasnerd's side, and what a play to do Pendant Skull Woods. Going to the back. Skullwood, that is a huge play right there for mix. Holy smokes. That takes guts to really pull off that type of move, because a lot of people would just put off this. This is not something you would do unless you got really a good feel of what you think this seed is going to do to you. Smokes. I'm very looking to see what pedestal could have on this pedestal. Could have a medallion. Could have Samaria. Could have flute. That's going to be really risky here because I think Dip Skull Woods. I mean, did he Dip Skull Woods? I don't remember here. Okay, so maybe got just the front item. So, oh man, that back item's gonna just sit there for a bit. Don't know if did we get all the items out of Thieves Town? Because the small key was not locking itself this time. Sometimes you gotta take these gambles, and sometimes it doesn't pay off, but sometimes it does. A lot of times it just gamble pays off. They can be huge. I mean, especially given equipment wasn't really that good. I mean, they had safeties, bottles and stuff, they potions to use, but that's a pretty bad one. Like, in cave today, what do we got? Very impressive. Probably like, maybe I wouldn't give it that much. Just a lot of money in there. So Kademan's going to be taking that book. So I'm going to take that in the desert and see if that does anything. Now, it's going to be very interesting if, let's say, you find flute in desert. Because that's going to really twist things up a little bit. And that's actually all 4 items in Thieves Town, so I do not need to come back with a hammer. I think it's a compass in the big chest. It's 5-6 was Thieves Town and Hera. And we have the mirror, so we have logical access to the mountain. So we're probably gonna get a shared victory check here. I mean, the only real hiccup is if this book plays in some way, because otherwise the book completely misses and catfish isn't needed. So do we want to bet that maybe Pendant a Swamp has anything? I mean, we already got 2 of the 3 pendants with the goods in them. And the trio of required pendant tips. We haven't seen mirrors strictly go to anything yet. There's nothing in desert. Like that with 50 rupees. Next one was in Village of Outcasts. Graveyard Ledge was nothing. Okay, so Smith's giving Ether. Yeah, it was in the Village of Outcasts, the brewery. Kept in mind, we make their pendant pod dip. So we'll be picking up that mirror. Still an item on Helmasaur. I mean, that's going to be really trolly if there is something behind that, like Samaria or something really trolly. That would not be very nice. Welcome, Justin Bailey 313. We're in game 3 of this series between aurorasnerd and kademan941. Again, the seed has been pretty interesting, and interesting decisions by Run, and then with a Moon Pearl on Lumberjack. That's probably the highlight of the seed. hopefully see a Darkness Mountain play, era as well. Yeah, high peak today was really nothing. It's just money. Nothing interesting. And it looks like aurorasnerd is going to be playing up those mids. Let's see where that takes them to. So we're getting our first look into Super Bunny Cave. Yeah, the blocks aren't being very cooperative there. Ooh, hey, Master Sword, that's nice. That's just Quake for TR, so that's fine. That's no issue. Here comes the money racking in again. Oh, hey, F3. Nice Mario there. Shield. They can't access TR, they don't have a hammer. So Spike Cave also not in play. Oh, aurorasnerd might get that on the when they go into TR because they have to run by that spot and they'll see the half-cost magic. So if they want to take that little detour and pick that up, they can do it then. I'm kind of wondering because I got hooked. I can air bomb this, but you got a hook shot. You don't need nothing fancy needed there. But anyway, get it done. They get it done quickly enough. So, I don't know if we saw the other item yet, but we'll know if we get to this point. Okay, Ether tablet check here. Nope, not Ether tablet. So nothing in here. We just go for the red crystal. At this point, Pyramid Fairy is actually kind of annoying to do because we don't have a hammer to go around the front. So we kind of have to go all the way around to get to the bomb shop. Luckily, we had to take out Aga, so we have the easy way back. Oh, and kademan down the penalty hole there. So let's see what Pyramid Fairy has, because we never got to see that in the first two games. Squeezing out that victory there. Pyramid Fairy, what do you have for us today? Nope, nothing, just more health. So kind of like going for basement, so we know there's nothing there, but just there. Arthur is going to be hitting their book. Look, we're going to see it in the next 5 seconds here. This allows Arthur to get rid of the sword check as well. Probably about the best way you can to route these together. So ours here looks like it's just gonna be taking that boat straight to desert. At this point, I'm trying. What do we have left? We got swamp. We have ice. And in this case, swamp is just really bad to get to. Because you have to work all the way around. Swamp, in theory, they can clear it. The specky clip, they got hooked on, but none of that's going to be logic. But they can't do it that way. But given swamp is for a green pendant, logically they can't get past the first check. I mean, obviously they can break logic and clear the place, but that's kind of a gamble there to do that. Yeah, I mean, in swamp, past the first chest, you're not going to find a hammer. And then ice is kind of a ugly dip to make as well because you got no hammer. So trying to see where this hammer is going to be. Where is it going to be placed here? Because we have no access to TR because we have no hammer. No wire access because we don't have flute. Ether tablet was nothing. I think it was couch cash, so it's probably like a 20 or something. So I'm going would be glad to do this. It's going to be where you're going to get their mitts. Get a pet check as well. Trying to see what can be on pedestal. It could still be flute. I think that might be, and possibly bombos if that's needed for fire. It's like mushroom, that's kind of brutal because you're not going to know what to do with that. And there's no way to scout that check. Yeah, because it doesn't have the mitt when you get them back. You can do Dark Death Mountain. Kind of a mean fight here, and you can't have a better sword because I think that is locked behind mitts. Now, there we go. Okay. Yeah, that's just kind of a mean place for that. Okay, so we should be seeing a head check here. I mean, they're probably going to hope it's nothing, but let's see. The worst it could be is the flute. Nope. Okay, so Ped is dead. Just a piece of heart, so they're not going to care about that. Yeah, Swamp is just a bad check to do, because it is... You gotta go all the way around. So the options aren't very good here. You're gonna have Hammerless and something, and... I mean, if Hammer is in first check of Swamp, that's just kind of mean. Yeah, so right now Kademan is doing Smith Chain. This is probably the best chance to route in all of Combo's Tablet, Swamp. At this point, advantage is going to go to whoever finds the hammer first. That is probably going to open up much of the rest of the seed. Oh, that is not a good place for that hammer. Wow. Oh, man. So, was that all 3 items in ice? I know that's at least 2. I saw a red rupee. That's that's an awful spot for that. So it looks like we still have an item at large here. Got him on immediately taking those mitts up to the mountain, so I think that's where it's supposed to be. Hookshot Cave. No, I think there is still an item. Third item, there's still one behind a hammer check. So this hammer So that will give us, I believe, a fully clearable TR. Hammer peg check. The last item in pendant pod. So our density first. I would think they would take a moment to grab that half-cost magic because you kind of don't want to fight Trinex with just a Master Sword. You kind of want to have a little bit of safety with that magic there. Spike caves as well. There's some fairly ugly checks here. Yeah, I think our sword has potions. I mean, it has Burna anyway, so. Oh, just go straight into TR. Yeah, I mean, I've seen them do hammer. I think even the last game they did hammer. Trinex. It's just a little bit of manuing, so that's not really a big issue for them. So nothing on Bombo's tablet. This is looking like to be Pyramid Fairy or Kademan. Let's see. Or if there's probably trying to see if they can find the flute. I mean, if we see something like flute on Laser Bridge, that's going to be huge. At that point, we'd only need to know what fire is locked by. this will be like kind of my going to swamp here. That takes a little while to work all the way around back to this point. Yeah, I mean, at this point for go mode, it's going to be flute, possibly bombos. That's about it. Yeah, I mean, this one's been very tough in terms of getting the right routing for this. Shield. Nothing on laser grid. So first check in swamp. Oh, he got a sword. That's something. I'm hoping Forrester still has some backup potions here. So, kademan just going through the full clearance swamp. Pretty much is going to need a flute to be in here. Yeah, I mean, this fight can get pretty brutal without safeties, without yeah, you don't have safeties, you don't have half-cost magic, so you gotta be pretty exact with the magic because you can't use that many rod shots there. Okay, yep, that's phase one. Okay, so had at least a red potion. I mean, that's all that's going to be needed here. We'll need any more magic. Yeah, just use up the potion. Be safe. Arthur can always buy more potions. Plenty of money. Okay, well I mean, not okay. That would have been, I guess, nice with some safety there. But did get through that, and maybe consider buying some potions at some point. Got plenty of money to fill up safeties. Yeah, so yeah, we did see bombos in the diver down room. So again, we're gonna need to see what Meyer is locked by here, because I mean, yeah, at this point it might be difficult because eventually aurorasnerd, if they're going to run out of checks, they're going to go into swamp. Okay, well, silvers, that's nice. I mean, that's good for endgame stuff. Nothing in Spike Cave. So it could be green pendant. Yeah, well, I mean, probably going to be... Oh, no, that's chest. Yeah, got to finish that off. This one, he might be probably going to be hoping for a big chest to be float here. But this might not matter because it looks like aurorasnerd is going to be going into swamp anyway. So this isn't going to really matter. Bombs. aurorasnerd is should be clearing out the place. So pick up the sword, pick up silvers. Yeah, we don't have a lot of checks up for this flute. So what do we got left? We have one check in ice. We have one check in pod. We've got hammer pegs. Green dent. It's only a handful of checks here. It's going to be very likely after Kademan hits that hammer, likely going to just take that to TR. He's about to get that in a few seconds. Let's see. Yeah, because the checks are running very thin for the flute. are taking out their Argus fight. Picking up their silver arrows. Let's see. I mean, this flute is going to be. So, because I don't think there are that many possibilities left. We got, again, green pendant, ice, pod, and hammer peg. Okay, so pretty much as expected, Kademon's just taking that hammer up to the mountain. Honestly, even if you found the flute, TR is not one of those levels you could really go, oh, you practically still have to do the whole thing anyway. So you don't really save much time at all. Yeah, at this point, it's pretty much breadcrumb checks. you're just picking up whatever you can find at this point. Okay, so nope, green pendant is not the answer. This should be a pod play at this point. Finish up pod. And if it's not in pod, we got hammer pegs and one check in ice. Yeah, if flute is in that door, that's really bad because, I mean, even if they had the hammer, given this is pendant pod, that's going to be a bit of a hard sell to actually just full clear this. A lot of people would just, I think the mirror was in the big chest, they would have just noped out. Got other checks to do. Yeah, if nothing in pod, then hammer pick should be next because that's actually pretty quick. That's just a flute, back to 3, and then they can quickly get to the hammer peg. And if it's not there, then I believe that would be a hard lasso patient at this point. This MSU is Sonic Mania. Oh no! Oh no! That's just so evil. Dude, this seed. What is going on with it? Oh my gosh. As I mentioned, even if you got the hammer first out of ice, a lot of people would not. I mean, unless you're close to last locationing pod, but you're kind of going to do this early, and a lot of people, even with the hammer, would have noped out and just skipped the check until the end. Oh, that's an awful place. Oh man. Well, certainly this seed is a lot more spicy than the last one. It's definitely anything but linear. Now I'm kind of just waiting to see Meyer be Bombo Sentry, because that would mean all 3 pendants were required to okay, you had to actually full clear 2 of them, and the 3rd one gives you silver arrows. So Meyer is locked by. Oh my! It is Bombos. Wow, this is basically a full clear. This is full dungeon. Oh my god! Oh, this seed! This is actually all dungeons. The only thing you didn't have to clear was Swamp. But you may as well clear out Swamp. But to clear Skull Woods, you had to clear, and then you had to do Aga 1 or Moon Pearl. Oh man, this seed. Oh, okay. At least giving a God Meyer for a tiny bit of compensation there. Silvers are just nice to have. I mean, at the front of Swamp, you got Tempered Sword, which is already more than enough. That's like bread and butter at that point. Yeah, silvers are just kind of a nice thing to get if you happen to find them. But for the most part, bare minimum is still a master sword. But anyone with like 10%, that's like the bread and butter. And pretty much standard gaming fight at that point. So I think that is 7 crystals for Nerd, so they'll be on their way to GT. So let's see, where is this big key going to be located? So putting your guesses in 1 through 22, what do you think the key is? Guesses coming in. This one, I'm given how trolly to see it. I just wanted to just the icing on the cake here. I'm just gonna max out. Okay, so kademan is actually going to make the right play here, at least. So you have to be fought here to get your flute. Aurorasnerd into GT. So starting on the left side, probably going to be doing DM strats here. I mean, inventory is almost full. I think we're just missing, look at the inventory. I don't think we've seen blue boomerang. We have not seen the mushroom. Sword, shield. That'd be about it. There's not much on the inventory we haven't filled in. I mean, the half custom, I mean, we know where it is, but they did decide not to pick it up. And there's our blue boomerang. And big key, okay, that was fairly early, so that's going to be check, let's see, 5, 7, I think it was 10. Check 10. So, congrats on us. 7 with that guess of 10. Give yourself some bragging rights here. So just gotta what's the climb for Aurorasnerd. This kademan is gonna be heading towards Meyer. Yeah, I mean, I'm probably just gonna ask them what their thoughts of the seed in general, because I mean, this whole thing, this whole pretty trolly from like start to finish here. Maybe getting one run around the place, which ends up being all dungeons. Good shot right there. Yeah, right. That's very good Aga 2 there. That's a 2-3-1. Probably about as efficient as you could get that one with that geometry. On to phase 3. And luckily, the Ganon fight's very straightforward here. Got pretty much Swamp gave us all the extra tools we needed to make this an easy fight. That is Ganon down for aurorasnerd. So get your GGs in chat for aurorasnerd, who will be taking game 3 and advancing to round of 16. DNF up shortly after. I mean, GG's to both our runners here. I mean, this scene was pretty much the exact opposite of game 2. Oh man. Very entertaining for the chat here. just waiting a couple more moments to get both our runners are joining the chat here. And, welcome, our snerd kademan941. GG's.
GG's. That was certainly a seed of all time.
GG's. There are
This-
seeds that take hours off your life, and I think this took hours off my life.
Oh man, it was, yeah, it gave us a good chunk of stuff early, and then I left the one item in the back of Skull Woods alone the first trip through, and did everything else that I could, and then was real nice and surprised to see. I figured it was Hammer back there, but then when Mitts dropped, I'm like, oh, that's just as bad. So
Yeah, so I did go with first, and I did the back, because I was like, I'm gonna just go back to front and then go to Thieves. Glad I got the mid. Didn't really feel great about all the other parts of the seed.
yeah,
This was basically... I was almost thinking the exact opposite of Game 2. Because Game 2 was very linear. This was anything but linear. And I think when we saw what was on Lumberjack, and we were like, oh my gosh, this is going to be a seed.
This was go everywhere. This was a go everywhere and go into every dungeon seed.
it was.
Yeah.
And I just was trying to avoid going to Hammerless Ice as long as I could, and then I'm like, well, it's got to be Hammer, or I guess it could have been Flute still at that point to get to like the Mire area, but it was certainly something. I don't even have any other words other than wow.
Well, see, my thing was I got burned being out of Logic in Game 1, so I said, okay, let me stick in Logic and just try and see what I can find in Logic instead. And so I didn't go to Swamp first, and that weirdly burned me in the way that I didn't think it was going to, because I played to Pedestal. Basically played to Ped, and
Right.
saw Flute, so I went to Swamp, didn't get anything, and then just full cleared Swamp. When I went to Pod, I only had Helma left, and I was like, ew, this is awful.
Yeah, that's how I was too, and then just kind of that was the last little bit I needed was, and I figured my only out at that point was that you hadn't been to Swamp for some reason yet and needed that Bombos, and I figured maybe I had a little bit possibly there, but just too little, too late.
That was fun. That's funny because that's the out I thought I had. Was that once I saw Bombos with Myro Gentry, I'm like, okay, we're still okay.
Yep, and that's exactly, obviously Mike's off, but I'm like, okay, maybe we have a chance. Like,
Yeah.
so, but no, it was a good set of 3 games, that's for sure. It was a lot of fun. And this one, actually, the funny you said the Logic thing, I stuck to Logic pretty well the first 2 seeds. In this one, I got done with my cat clear. I'm like, all right, we're going up the mountain. We got a hook shot. We can go across. Found flippers. I'm like, great, that was a total waste of time. Like, so...
Knew I should have waited on the mountain.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll make that mistake again probably next time, but I'll think about it twice. So.
Yeah.
I mean, you would have ended up going up the mountain anyway after you got Moon Pearl. Because it was right there. You would have been up there. It really would have been the same thing. It would have made that much of a difference. The seed in general was just really bad with it. It's just throwing you everywhere. It ended up being an actual all dungeon. Because you actually
in a way,
had to dip everything at least, yeah.
The only thing you didn't have to strictly clear was Swamp, and that had silvers. So, I mean, well, we'll take it. That's fine.
Well, and you needed... Because Bombos was in Swamp too, right?
Yeah, so you had to go pretty deep in there, because Bombos was in there.
So, but didn't need to do the boss, I guess. That was the only thing you didn't have to do as far as the all dungeons goes, but...
Ooh, so yeah, so that was a good game 3. That was really had to put you to the test there, and just running around. How do you route your stuff? Yeah, getting the mitts out of the back of Skullwoods. I mean, I was thinking, oh, that's a ballsy play because Pendant, Skullwoods, your equipment isn't very good, and that moth fight can go downhill very quickly, and but you kind of had to do it.
And that's exactly why I didn't the first time around. I thought, Pendant, hopefully there's just nothing back there, but obviously, wrong choice, but I'd make that play not go to the back 9 times out of 10. And I think it actually lost me a race earlier in this tournament doing the same thing. I think it was hammer under the bridge or something like that. It was the exact same scenario though. Pendant skull had everything else open and happened to be the one required item you needed to really do the seed was back there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this really was just do everything. And I actually felt like I was like, well, I'm either ahead or way behind, so I went into GT and DM'd for... I think I DM'd the first game too, and didn't work out, but this one, it was in right side, and I'm like, okay, cool, I made some time up, I think. I don't know. It's just like, I don't know what to do.
I'm just glad we solved the mirror allergy. I finally had a mirror in one of these games.
This one felt good. I had it early, and I was like, okay, sweet. The route's gonna feel great.
Yep.
Still not gonna be amazing, but at least it felt good.
For sure.
Because first thinking, was it okay? We got mirror. Was it going to be required? And to see her going through it, and no, it ended up being hard required because of swamp.
Right.
So, mirror finally getting some usage. The first 2 games we pretty much never really saw the mirror.
Because all three games had swamp as a pendant, which is pretty wild.
Yeah. That's right.
And so we were getting down to where Flute was. I think you were down to Helmasaur. Ice, I think, still had a check.
Yes. I was never going there.
Hammer Peg. And
I'm looking at my tracker. That's it. As I have hammer pegs on there, the 1 check in ice and Helma. So
basically, my thought was do the dungeons, and then when it's not on pedestal, go to hammer pegs, hate your life, and then hate it more when it's in ice.
Right.
That's my thought process.
Saw that Flute on Helmet, so I was thinking, oh, this seed is disgusting because even if you somehow got the hammer first, most people, they get the mirror and they probably would have noped out unless they were last location in pod or something. But you would be likely doing other checks and leave Helmasaur for like last location type thing. But in this case, with pendant pod.
I need to shout out one person for that. Loria of Light, I'm sorry. You're going to be so disappointed that I did not believe fully in Pendant Pod. Love you.
always Pendant Pod, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
This one, yeah, because it hit with the hammer, and then you had essentially it was going to end up double dipping this to get that Flute at the end. I'm like, wow, this seed. This is one for game 3 here.
Yeah, this was one for the ages, I'll tell you. But yeah, GG's again. I don't really know if there's much more to say about that.
Yeah. GG's as well, and good luck on the next round.
Thank you. I guess I should check out who that is. I am not paying attention to that.
Let me see if they have that. Let's see who we got here.
Try
the
next.
brackets up. Oh, joy! Even better.
That'll be fun.
Oh, it's gonna be tough.
So it's gonna be Trinex.
That's gonna be a tough one. They good.
Once again, this round, like everyone is like, holy smokes! Once you get to this point, just like take a slip up, and that's a game right there.
Mm-hmm.
And thanks for the restream again too. I think you've commentated like most of my restreams, Pixcalibur. So thanks for all of that. I appreciate it.
Yeah, and thanks for sticking with us on game 3. That was fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just the timing is like, it's on the weekend. Got time to, jump in, because most of these races that are on stream are on like weekdays. I'm like at work. I was like, I can't go into any of these. But weekends, got some time. And then with like double headers, like if I do the first game, a lot of times the second game's it's easy for me because then if something happens in the first game, I already know why. Because I think your last match there was some weird gimmicks that if you didn't watch the first game you wouldn't know. But then you see go to the second game, it's like, oh yeah, that happened in the first game.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
All
Okay,
right.
so yeah,
well,
so any final thoughts on this one?
No, GG's for a fun three group, and that was fun. And
yeah.
hopefully I can make a series out of it with Trinex, but that's not going to be easy. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, and good luck, and we'll be watching. So.
Thank you.
Right, so it's gonna wrap up this one. So GG's to both our runners here, aurorasnerd and kademan941, for getting through very difficult seed. Definitely opposite of game 2. Gave us a good showing. But yeah, aurorasnerd will be advancing to the round of 16. So we'll get that on the schedule next bit of time. Okay, so on schedule. Later today at 9 p.m. Eastern on this channel, SpeedGaming 2, we got Game 3, round of 32 between Gentleman versus Koi. So we should have a good race there. So if you're able to stick around for that one, 9 p.m. Eastern. So get to that game, and then we'll see who advances on between those two. But again, thanks to the SpeedGaming 2 community, the chat, all the mods, admins, get this restream up. And I am Pixcalibur, and we'll see you guys in the next race.